Hey my loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Tepi, also known as Momo. Let's say it together, Momo. And if you're returning Sabi, thank you so much for coming back. If you're new here, you're welcome. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Today's video is different. As you guys can see that we have a guest in the house. And yeah, I have my cousin here with me. And as you guys might have seen the title, it's just all about conversations. It's not really a vlog, and I hope you guys do enjoy this one. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not subscribed. I have a guest here and she's gonna introduce herself, and then we're gonna tell you guys all about what we're gonna be having a conversation about today. Hey girl.
Hi babes. Hi everyone. My name is Mandisa, but you can call me Mandy. My IG is mandisa.n._. You can go follow the girl there. Period.
We're just here to have a conversation as cousins, and I hope you guys do engage in the comment section. I would like to know your guys' feedback and your guys' opinions with what we're about to talk about today. So today's conversation is all about friendships, Christianity, friends within Christianity, you know, everything friendships literally. So let's just get to it.
So the first question rather, or what we're going to speak about, is the importance of friendship and why friendship is important. So what do you think is the importance of friendship for you personally, or rather how would you describe friendship as an important essential in your life?
I feel like friendship is mainly based on connections, having to be able to rely on that person, and having to like have conversations with that person, having to invite them into your life and experience you as a person and experiencing them as a person. And yeah, friendship is just being genuine to the next person and allowing the next person to be part of your life and actually being, yeah.
Sure. I would say the importance of friendship is like most of the things that you mentioned, because I just feel like friendship is just about having someone that's going to be accountable for you, support you, be there for you, and that is the importance of it. I think it just makes sense having a friend, or rather confiding in someone and just being fully reliant on that person, you know. And imagine not just having one of a person that like an accountability buddy or whatever, but having a lot of people that you know have your back solid. Okay. What are the qualities that or characteristics that you would want to acquire if someone were to be your friend? Like, what do you look for in a friendship?
I look for loyalty. That's number one. I look for honesty, and you have to be genuine, right? I look for transparency. You have to be transparent enough for me to actually be like, actually I know Mandisa, like I know her, and me knowing you, it's like, for me, it's such a huge thing, because I cannot be calling you my friend if I don't know you that well, you know, and all the other things that fall into it. I would love for my friends to be Christians, even though some of them are not, and I accept them as they are. But most importantly, just loyalty, honesty, transparency, just, yeah, being genuine, being yourself, authenticity. Yeah. That's another point.
I think for me, same thing as well. Like, I think those are the main basic principles that you shouldn't need. Like, I shouldn't need to teach you as a friend to be loyal.
Yes,
I shouldn't
definitely
teach you to be genuine. Like, those are acts that are just, you just, like, I think from home, those are things that you're supposed to have in order for you to share those qualities with somebody else. And I think engaging as well, like, not just expecting someone to be loyal, but you yourself being loyal as well.
Exactly.
So that reciprocation can happen. Because I think it's easy. When you're loyal, I'm loyal. When you're genuine, when I'm genuine, you're genuine. And that's how the friendship is able to last, is able to withhold, like, whatever situations that you come across.
That's very true.
That's it. Bye. Do you think having a friend is important?
I think having a friend is important because you get to experience other people right? You're not just by yourself with yourself, but you also go out there, experience other people, experience the next person, understanding the person, understanding other people's perspectives and opinions and how they live and how they behave.
The importance of friendship and why you should have a friend is because I think, as you said, it's important to receive a different perspective, a different opinion, just having someone that you're gonna talk to, man, having like having someone to socialize with. You know, a friend is always someone that you can holler at whenever you need to go out, whenever you need to, you know. So I think that's why everyone needs a friend, everyone deserves a friend, I think. So if you were to give somebody else advice, right, based on, so if a person comes to you and like, yo Momo, I don't know how to make friends, how do you make friends? What would you say to them?
Okay, so I would advise a person on a general perspective, but before advising them on a general perspective, I'd like to say how I make my own friends, right? So you, as you know, you, my cousin, you know this, and I'm sure other people know it as well, that I'm a very bubbly person, and the minute I meet you, already we click, well, depending on the energies, but I am that person that is able to like gel with people at first sight. I don't really necessarily have to know you that well for me to actually open up. I am just that person, you know. So for me, it's very easy to socialize. However, I'd like to advise people on how to go out. That's number one. You will not make friends while being indoors, sitting alone and not doing anything. You need to make an effort to go outside and actually meet people and actually get to know other people. And how do you do that? I'm not saying allow everyone in your space. Don't do that, because that's very dangerous. But I just feel like just getting to know a person is different from allowing them in your space. So I can get to know you by knowing, oh, you Mandisa, you attended this school, you do this, you do that, and we just chill, and I get to know your interests and I get to know what you like, and that's all. That can be it. But now allowing you in my space is a total different thing. So what I'd advise people to do is just go out, allow yourself to engage with other people, allow yourself to be uncomfortable, because also like getting to know new people is very uncomfortable for some people.
Definitely.
For me, it's not, because it's easy. Someone can just come and be like, it's a hi, good time, you know, like, and just gel with them. But just allow yourself to be in that uncomfortable space and be you. And at the same time, getting to know another person, you have to be authentic yourself. Just be you. In that way, you're going to be able to, you know, gel with other people. So yeah,
I think for me, right, I'll speak on personal experiences. For the longest time, I found it very hard to engage with other people, because I just thought, hey guys, abantu sometimes, you know, like, also as you said, allowing someone else to intrude in your space is like a different thing from having them as a friend, because friendship, or rather the word friend, is such a big thing personally for me, you know. And some people are just meant to be there for your life, like they're just meant to be acquaintances, like it's just you guys are helping each other get through this life thing. Not everyone is meant to be your friend, right? So for me, I was very socially selective on who I want to speak to or who I want to be friends with, because, hey guys, sometimes you drag unnecessary people in your life and you find yourself wasting your time, your energy, your effort, and things on other people, and you find yourself drained.
Exactly.
And you thought that somebody else or that person was putting water into your bucket, only to just find out that the bucket has holes, and now it's not fruitful, and now your energy is drained, and now you're just like, I don't want to have friends anymore because when days are dark, but like I think how you can make friendships, as you said, going out, engaging, socializing, seeing people, you know, being on social media. Sometimes you get social media friends that you meet in real life, you know, talking to people, that really helps, you know, talking to, not just being closed off in your shell, going to different places as well, because you don't want to find the wrong friends at the wrong places. So having friends at church, having friends at school, having friends at uni, having friends in different spaces of life, you know, or where you stay, or just being outside, I think.
And adding on to that, have you realized that like some friendships are very seasonal?
It's
like it's just for that season. And I just feel like sometimes people just come for that time,
and it's okay,
and when they leave it hurts, because you don't understand. You can see that particular friendship was seasonal, maybe it wasn't even a friendship, it was just that connection
for that time.
Yeah.
I remember I was speaking to one of my friends and I was saying to them, Muguti, based on what you're saying, right? And I was like, do you know some people, our destinies are driven differently, right? So sometimes what if God does things like in his own way? What if a certain individual, let me make an example first so that you understand what I'm about to explain. People are always quick to, when people leave their lives, right? So Tepi, if you were to disown me right now as a friend or cut me off or whatever, I'm very quick to go on my status and say, but when days are dark, in my friends are not there, Tepi did me so dirty, and we want to bash and dash other girlies. But they're not realizing, Uguti, sometimes God put a person there in your life for a certain reason, only for them to drift away. Or rather, people like to complain, Uguti, I go to Tepi and vent, but she doesn't give me the platform to vent back. But Utoduguti, the only reason why Tepi should be venting to me is because she needs someone to listen to. I need to be there for her, and that's all she needs. It doesn't mean that, like, as much as yes, friendship should be receiving from each other, but then maybe what if Tepi is supposed to receive from me emotionally so that I can receive from her mentally, or rather she's supposed to be there with me physically and hold my hand and say, friend, I'll be there for you, whereas I need to be there for her emotionally. It varies. It's so different. And I get it, with seasonal friendships it hurts so much, because what do you mean you were there for 2 months and then you are leaving? But then I think that's just how God does things.
It's life.
It's life.
Guys, it's
like give a pain. Like, it just happens. It just really happens.
That is so deep, hey?
Sure.
Actually,
Yeah.
And I feel like those friendships hurt the most, like those friendship breakups. Because you ask yourself, a lot of Christians, what went wrong?
What did I do wrong?
Kanti Luto.
You're constantly asking yourself, am I the problem?
Luto.
Like, yeah.
It's not you, it's me.
It's me.
Yeah.
Do you think having friends that pray, or rather having a circle that pray is important?
Sure. Okay. So, as a Christian, I'm not going to be talking about other things. As a Christian, having a friend that prays is very important. Number one, mainly because they are able to intercede on your behalf.
When you can't.
When I can't pray,
Sure.
there are days where I feel so heavy. I feel like there's a lot on my shoulders. I feel like God is not hearing what I'm trying to say. And when I tell you, as a Christian friend and as a friend that prays, I automatically, spiritually, I expect you to start interceding on my behalf, because I don't have the strength to pray. I don't have the strength to even come before God and be like, this is what's happening. I'm angry. I'm hurt. I'm sad. I'm broken. And therefore, having a friend that can intercede for you is like is everything. Because some prayers you might not even realize, Viti. Some people are the reason why you get to where you want to get, because of their prayers and not because of yours. I feel like a prayer for you from the next person is much more powerful than your prayer for yourself.
Sure.
That's all that I'll say. Nje, being a Christian, having a friend that prays is very, very important.
Yeah.
We get to resonate on a different level spiritually. She gets to understand me. She gets to just see more than just what I tell her spiritually. And everything that is spiritual, he or she gets to understand. Actually, this is where she's coming from, because I also resonate, because that's also what happens to me in my spiritual life. If they're not connecting with you spiritually, then it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. I think to add on, like, I feel the same way as well. Like, because we all have different spiritual capacities, right? And I know very well that Tepi's a whole spiritual warrior, and then I know that you can intercede when I can't for myself. Someone in the Bible got healed because of their friend's faith, and I think that's where it steps in, knowing very well that your friends are able to have faith when you can't. Your friends are able to pray for you. They're able to share the word with you when you're not when things are not going well for you. Your friends are able to motivate you through the word of God, and rather just them being there for you in a spiritual perspective or manner is just the most beautiful thing ever. Sure. What do you think about male friendships as a female? Do you think it exists? Because
what's the term for that?
What is it? I don't know.
I know there's a term, but okay.
I'm asking the question because a lot of the times, if I'm gonna see you with a male, rather, or society has diluted it to be a thing of, if I see Tepi with a male, they together. Like if I see you in public and you guys are together, being it Siagwazi or Raskwazi, we assume you guys are together. Why good to be? But anyway, people assume that you guys are together. So what do you think about male friendships? Do you think it's something genuine? Do you think it can happen, it's possible, and it's simply platonic? Because other males come in a sense of being a friend. That's the word I was looking for, yes. Other friends come in a sense of being a friend, and then they do what? They look at you romantically, and then now it puts you in a whole different situation because you look at them platonically, but they look at you.
What tricky?
Oh,
this is very tricky because, first of all, platonic friendships are real. They're there. Period. We've seen them with our parents. They are there. But now the problem with our generation is that we don't know if a person is genuine with wanting to be your friend, or they just,
want other things.
Like
adults.
They're just looking for a loophole. Okay, this is how I'm gonna enter as a friend, and then I'm gonna state my point thereafter. And it makes it very difficult for us now in this generation to say that platonic friendships or relationships rather do exist, because now you don't know, do you really want to be my friend? Do you really want to be my friend? What do you want? But at the end of the day, what I'm gonna say is, yes, it is possible for a male to have a friend who's a female, and it ends with friendships.
Period.
And we see that at church most of the time, because I'm not gonna say guys church, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying church guys are holier than thou, or like or anything. They're not. But what I'm saying is, we can see those platonic relationships through friendships at church, because this way mostly we're exposed to them and we actually see this, they're just friends. I've also experienced that with myself. I have friends that I can actually say they are my male friends, and there's nothing else beyond that. You know, and it is possible. It's just that now people are not genuine anymore. It's like people use the word friendship, or rather, even when a person maybe can approach you as, maybe they have the intentions of not being a friend, but automatically just friend zone them, and they just stay at that friend zone until they're comfortable enough to actually state their reason or their point why they're in your life.
Can I speak about that? Like, I feel like, you said it like, I understand what you're saying, right? But then what happens if a guy comes, and they say to you, oh, you look like a cool person, I want to get to know you, I want to be your friend, right? And like, as you said, in this generation, it's so difficult because you know how messed up it is, but then you allow them in your space, and you're like, yeah, sure, let's get to know each other, and then sooner or later you find out that that's a whole different thing. But then you decide that you want to put them in the friend zone, but now you know for a fact that even if you put them in the friend zone, you look at them platonically, they look at you romantically. What do you then do with the person? Do you still keep them in your life, or is it chai? Because
that's chai, because you cannot be friends with a person that likes you. You cannot be.
Louder for the people at the back.
You cannot. Guys, you just cannot, because
you can't.
At the end of the day, you know how the person feels about you.
Exactly.
And you don't feel that way. Exactly. Why still keeping them in the friend zone? Because you know they don't consider you as a friend.
Exactly.
So it's never gonna work out, because all the time, every chance they get, they will try to like make moves or do whatever. And then when why? Like, see, you know. So it's not gonna work. It's never gonna work. So if you find yourself in a situation where you just friend zoned a male friend or a female friend, and they don't see you as a friend, just
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. To answer the question for myself, I think having male friends is important. I don't know in what better sense to say this or to put this in, but like to the girlies that are not male dominant and they pretend like they're male dominant just to hide under the fact that they have different intentions towards boys. Let's stop that. Let us stop that, because it's not fruitful and it doesn't take you anywhere. Having male friends is, I think it builds you, like it makes you, it comes in a sense of perspective as well. You know, gents talk, and sometimes their conversations are very lovely, and I think just being a part of that helps you as an individual gain more knowledge and wisdom on how other situations are, because you know sometimes us females, we're very dominant on what we think and we stand on that. Having a different perspective, especially from a friend, it just helps you, it builds you, because you know that, oh okay, I should have, especially with regards to advice from that gender very, like, you know, it helps, it really does help. So having male friends is something that you can consider, or you know,
and it also kind of helps you know how males think.
Exactly.
So automatically it's like, okay, maybe this is what I should expect from a guy,
or what I should have done,
of how they speak and how they behave around you. It's like you're getting to learn one or two things. And what I love about guys is that they will tell the truth. They will say, this is how guys are, this is how guys behave, and this is how we think and stuff. Whereas we girls, we never tell guys like, I'm a and I was bonella, and which is
another thing.
Yeah, you should just be open with it. Girls are like this is what you should expect, and that's just it, you know. So,
and I think for the both of us, or rather in our family, we don't have a lot of males around, right? So I think having male friends creates that sense of brotherhood. I mean, Tepi has another sibling, right? And it's a sister, and I have 2 more other siblings and they're sisters. So the house is just surrounded by, like, we're just females, it's just girls. So having male friendships creates some sort of sense of brotherhood, and it just fosters a sense of belonging, because you know, I have a brother in Smang Mang, I have a brother in Hoo, you know. But
also they become your brother if guys, they're also looking at you in that
sense. Yeah,
she's just my friend and we're just friends, you know.
I think it's very important to know who people are really are in your lives, so that you don't overplay your role, or they don't overplay their role, because now it's gonna be very hard if now, as Tippy is saying, I look at you as a brother, but then, you know, now I'm overplaying my role as a sister. Kanti, no, you're looking at me differently. You know, I'm being there for you, Kanti. When are you thinking, she's ticking the right boxes, Kanti? I go chop that up. Okay. Do you think you view people for who they really are, or who you want them to be? I'll repeat that again for the video. Do you think you view people for who they are, or rather, do you view them for who you want them to be?
Okay. It just got me so speechless, because I was still trying to... Yes. I was still trying to process the question. But actually, I view people as they are. And the reason why I'm going to say this...
Do you think you really do?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay. I'm gonna let you cook. Yeah.
Right? I don't know why you keep on asking me, do I really do? But, ne? I think, let me just say, majority of the time, I view people as they are. Because, and the reason why I'm saying this is because most of the time, I overlook where you come from. Overlook a lot of things. Like, let us go back to spirituality. I have friends that are not Christians, but they believe in other things, right? And that's okay. I overlook that. I don't even try and, drag them or do whatever. At some point, I do accept people as they are.
Okay.
But sometimes it becomes hard, because then people don't really show who they are. But that's fine.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I view people as the way I want to view them. And the reason is, I don't want in the end to feel like this person is not who I wanted them to be. So in my mind, I change the person automatically. I'm like, that's not who the person is. Maybe the person is like this.
Yeah.
And then I console myself. I usually console myself, because I hate disappointments. I'm like, I expect you to be like this, and then you change.
And you're not the person.
And I'm like, hi, kanjani. And so, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah.
It's a bit tricky, but
it is what it is.
It's a bit of both, I guess. It's a bit of both.
That's how I was asking. Really. I think with me personally, I used to get so frustrated on why people didn't understand who I am. And then, for the longest time, you used to chow me, I'm not gonna lie, you used to eat me up. You would say, Kanti, why I don't understand? You would say, this is what happens when this happens. I used to get so frustrated until I started cultivating that principality. You would say, you know what? if I want people to look at me for who I am, then I should start doing that for other people. Then it's easier to understand, it's easier to deal with, and it makes the friendship just grow from there. So I think it's something that I'm learning. I wouldn't say now look at people for who they are. It's a journey. Yeah. So I think with me, I just started discovering that, and I started looking at people for who they really are.
And it's very, very, like, it's very, very important to look at people for who they are.
It is.
Because you would also want them to look at you for who you are. And if they don't understand who you are, it's like...
It becomes a problem.
It's like you'll never get to know me. You don't know me.
At all.
Sure.
Yeah, you're looking at them for who you want them to be becomes difficult because they don't. What happens when they don't meet those standards? And then now you didn't leave room for disappointment, and then again they disappoint you.
That's the problem.
It's a whole different story. And now
I just feel like we forget, Wootsie, when we meet people and we create friendships and form the bonds or whatever the case may be, we forget that we're two different people who think differently, who act differently, who react differently to things. And the minute people start reacting in a manner that we don't like, or we're not expecting, I don't expect you to react in that manner, but you're reacting in that manner. It's not going to sit nice with me, obviously.
Exactly.
And we forget, Uguti, we are just different as people, and we just have to adjust to Uguti. Mandisa unje, like this, and I'm like this.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to, maybe there are certain things that you can change about, and just talk to your friend and be like, friend, mhlambe, please change how you speak to me or how you react to things when we're angry and stuff. But there are certain things that you cannot change about me. The fact that I'm loud, whether I'm angry or whether I'm happy, I'm just loud.
Naturally.
And we just have to adjust to certain situations that a person is different from you, and you're different from that person, and somehow you just gonna clash, and it's okay.
And it's okay.
It's really
I think
okay.
I always make the example, Lugusi, when two people come and meet, being in a friendship, relationship, whatever. If Tepi, you believe that bread stays in the fridge, and I believe that bread stays in the bread tin, right? We have our two differences, but somehow we're both gonna eat that bread, irregardless of you believing that ketchup or tomato sauce stays in the fridge, and I believe that it stays in the cupboard. We both have our differences, but at the end of the day, we're both gonna eat that tomato sauce. So at the end of the day, we just have to make it work and just be patient and having the heart of having a friend. I think that's also important. Once you don't have the heart of having a friend, then it makes it difficult, because now you just become antisocial. You close your walls, and now it's difficult to let people in completely because you just have a fixated mindset on whatever that is.
Also, people just need to understand what friendship really is, understand the meaning of it, understand the depth of calling someone your friend. You cannot just be calling people randomly friend, and
don't make that mistake.
Sometimes you just say it subconsciously with like chomi or something, and people just take that and be like, oh, chomi, and it means now we're friends. She considers me as a friend. And sometimes it's just the way in which you speak. It's not necessarily me saying you my friend. Friendship takes so much for me to actually call you my friend. It will take, I don't know what, guys, for, and actually bonds, you can create a bond with someone and not be friends with them. They can be your spiritual partners. You can just pray with those people.
Exactly.
There are people that you just go out with
and eat, and
that's it. It ends there. And then there are friends where you just like, now I call this person
my ride or die.
Like I call this person anything. I call this person. And if honestly you feel like you have someone that you call your friend but you cannot rely to, then for me that's not really a friend.
What advice would you give to like someone having a friend, or like a friend that you constantly have issues with?
Okay.
Guys, bye-bye.
I'm trying to understand your question.
Okay, let me pose it differently. Say you have a friend that's constantly like they can't help it, but they're always gossiping about you, or they backstab you, and it's difficult to cut them off, and you just give them that patience. And like, how do you deal with that?
I pray about it.
Nah.
I just feel like God will never bring someone in my life to make my life a living hell
that you can't handle.
And yes, God might have brought that person in my life, But mhlambe mina, it was time for me to let go, and I was patient enough to give them another chance and another chance and another chance, seeing that they're bad friends, or she's a bad friend, or he's a bad friend. I continue to persevere, give them another chance, and God is trying to tell me, let go. Now the time for that person to be in your life is over.
It's over.
Let her or him go.
Yeah.
And if you're still going to be stuck on that friendship with backstabbing, like
Gossip,
everything, it's never going to work. I say
never.
leave that friend, because that friend is not good for you. If a person is able to gossip about you, say bad things about you, backstab you, do whatever, why are you still considering that person as a friend? You know? And one last question I want to ask is, what would you say to your younger self regarding friendship, now that you know what you know now regarding friendship, and what you knew then when you were still a child and you're still forming friendships and you did not even know what friendship was? Everyone was your friend. What would you say to your younger self?
I'm not gonna lie, it's difficult answering that, because personally for me, I've never had friendship issues. Believe it or not, guys, I swear to you, I've never. Maybe I'm still gonna grow, because I'm still like sober. I'm in my sober ages. I think I'm just, with all my friends, I think God knew, God cooked, man. With everyone that I have, I love my girlies either. Eh. So like with everyone that I have right now, it's people that I've been having from like back then, and we've never had like okay, we do have minor issues here and there, but it's things that we can fix, you know. I think most importantly it's very okay to allow your friends to make mistakes and then correct them after masini too. But then with me personally, I can't really answer that question because I've never really had. But what I would say is that I would say to my younger self to look for friends in the right places, because I've had friends that I constantly had to be like, hey girl, you can't do this, you can't do that, and
that's who they are, and it's who you are.
Yes.
And manje,
yeah.
I get you.
What would you tell your younger self about
Sure. Well, I don't want to say
so you've experienced it. Okay, sorry.
I don't want to say
I'm throwing pass.
I've been through so much, but I've been through so much.
Right.
Understand?
Okay, I get it.
And I've experienced a lot regarding friendships. I've experienced friends who are
I'm sorry
fake.
to stop you guys. Let me tell you about Tepi. Every time we meet, and I ask her about that certain friend, and she's like, it's Chai. I'm like, Tepi, what happened? And she's like, Tepi, nah, she had the realest tea. Like, like every time I'm like, what happened to? She's like, like Tepi's like, guys, nah,
guys, wait. Yeah, well, you're exposing me, but it's fine.
Sorry.
But what I'm saying is, I've experienced a lot in terms of friendships, and I just feel like I've experienced fake people, I've experienced people who are not genuine, I've experienced people who don't resonate with me, I've experienced a whole lot regarding like people as a whole in friendships. And what I'd say to my younger self is that look for people that are like you. Look for qualities in a friend that mostly resonate with you. Because if you are totally different, yes, we can be different, but not totally. Now, if we're totally different, we will never get along. We'll never get to know each other. You will never get to understand me. I will never get to understand you. And that's number one. And number two, I would just say, allow yourself to get to know the person before you actually call them your friend, and allowing them in your space. Because as bubbly as I am, I have seen that sometimes I just allow people in my space, not knowing that they are now too much of, like, they're now too much in my space. And like, sometimes I form friendships, not really in good, okay, I didn't plan for you to be my friend, but automatically you're just my friend, you know? And I let it slide. I'm like, it's okay. And that's very wrong. So I'll just tell my younger self that, you know what, just get to know people first before you actually consider them as your friends. Look for the qualities that you want in a friend, and never compromise. If you feel like that person is not good for you, don't compromise. Don't be she manje like sekang trial, she's not used to me, and what will she do and stuff.
In 20 years.
Like, just if it means good, you have to start over, meeting new people, then I will definitely do that. And to answering you saying that every time you ask me where are my friends, I'm like, lawyer. I feel like it's mainly because it goes back to the thing of I think the person is this person until I realize they're not those people.
Yeah.
And then I become shocked and be like, okay, sharp. I just got the shake of my life, because I'm like, what is it that you're showing me now that
I didn't see earlier?
Like, all along I have not seen this, and I'm only seeing it now. And sometimes people are good people, and sometimes people are just good friends until a certain time where you start succeeding, or you start pursuing things in your life, or you start doing things that make them uncomfortable because you are doing them, and they have planned on doing certain things, but they've been, procrastinating about them. And now that you always take action with whatever that you want to do with your life, it affects them. And people just get affected by small things, and they just turn to be bad friends, and they show you your true colors. And then I let them, guys, I will let you leave.
Yeah. And I think what I really genuinely really respect you for is that, and once you have and you discover those friends, right, your real friends, you love them loudly.
Yeah,
like, so loudly. Like for example, for the friends that you have right now, those girlies got your back. But like, yeah, I think what importantly in closure, or in closing, you need to be the friend that you want.
Be a friend to yourself.
Yeah, be a friend to yourself and be the friend that you want. So if you want a friend that is loyal, be loyal yourself. If you want a friend that buys you gifts, buy yourself gifts. Buy another person gifts. Like that.
Reciprocation. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys did enjoy the conversation. I would really love to hear your opinions in the comment section, so please do like, comment, and please do share this video for other people to see it as well. And yeah, I hope you guys got educated. I hope you guys learned something from this, and till next time, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Bye.